So today I'm with Lauren. Lauren, how old are you?
35 years old.
Lauren, how long have you been out here lost in the streets of Phoenix?
For about approximately 6 months and 2 weeks and a little bit, some hours, and probably like a day or so. But a day, probably a couple of days after 6 months.
And what happened 6 months ago to cause you to come out here?
A fire broke out, a big, huge murder, a crime scene happened in California near my daughter, a kid that I was raising for about almost five years at the time. It was a crime scene that happened in Los Angeles, and it was so disastrous now that now the color of the thickness of the IC will be not brought over here into the Arizona area, but more like in the California zone where they had murders and manslaughter and DUIs and checkpoints that are not being paid attention to just as much as we can be allowed to see over here, where it's more like down Street, First Street, Second Street, Third Street, Fifth Street, Fourth Street. Like, hey, can you give me your name? No, I have a number. I do not have a name. I don't want to give you my name because I want you to know what was left before me. I've had a chance to fluctuate from Palmyra to down over here in Perris, Arizona.
Don't touch the mic.
So
you're from California?
California originally, yes. California, Orange County, California, yes.
How long have you been here in Phoenix?
6 months, approximately, about 2 days after.
Got it. Does your family in California know that you're out here?
Yes, both my I'm not really considered my guardians. They're just considered like advocates, more like a preschool, long term, to have a home as well as a job as a U.S. citizen life that consists of money paid under taxes, stock marketings, and sales representatives, and mission trips, and also to donations, and volunteer, involuntary union, and SMI, such as apartments being sold.
Do you have children?
Just one that is a guardian under a law of guardianship for me. Adoption, not really. For another years to be taken care of as responsibility for me to see, but then be responsible to not see. So more of an ordainment, I guess you can say.
Okay. And Lauren, are you using blues currently?
Fentanyl, the fentanyl with the methadone clinic with the name of it all on the script is fentanyl, but the M it reminds me of like methadone almost to be, but fentanyl again me addicted is an intervention in alcoholic and blues addicts such as myself. Yes.
How long have you been an addict?
Since the day I was born. Probably like about an hour since the day I was born.
Was your mom using?
Yeah, she was. She was a cocaine addict and a pill addict. My father was a alcoholic and addicted to casino like gambling and references being sold and boosting and thieves night type things, like a Bloomington's addict almost to be. Yeah.
Are you trying to get any help to help you with your addiction?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah. I'm not gonna sit around here and say, "Oh God, help me all the time." I have my mindset to always go to anonymous meetings. I always wake up at times where I 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, sometimes 5 o'clock. I always wake up 5 a.m. every single morning. And so, next morning, this morning it was like 2 a.m. Why am I up at 2 a.m.? Why am I thinking about this book that I read 3 days ago? Why did my hip pop yesterday? I'm walking down the street right here, and I'm here at Madison at 7th Avenue in Phoenix, Arizona. And I'm walking, I'm like, oh shit, I tripped on my feet. I'm like, why am I tripping? I've been tripping too much. I was laid down, and I was like, boom! Boom! And I thought, give it to a glass container. Boom! Boom! It was a thick blood. That red, thing like this thick. It smelled like nothing, and speaking of it tastes like me and him. Oh, how that happened? So we cried, Jesus, 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 Jesus. Like, God, anybody, I was like, my hip, and it healed. But I couldn't think of the fact that I think things being put as another thought to a Mariota challenge in Alaska. So I started thinking about underlining and stuff. I gotta get high. We high. Try one more time. Well, I'm always gonna be never retired too. A certainty, or I can say I don't remember. I'm moving forward. I'm not gonna look back. I don't want to think about the past. I don't want to think about the back. I don't want to think about behind what the past has put me through. I want to think of the forward future. So I keep it right there, and then more and more. I said honest meetings, like going back to work, never giving up. Thinking about the next challenge. But Chris is my name, and people ask me a lot of things, and I continue going to church as well. But after somebody says I won't forgive her, and as long as no one else besides me I'm forgiven too, I say okay. It could be anybody. That's what they're trying to say. It could be anybody. And I say okay, I accept it. Whatever terms, but I feel like I don't even have to say it. So I stay quiet most of the time until the leeway comes around. If I watch a scary movie by myself or something, I remember when Dominguez the other day, I was with my ex, my friend. Before we went to a hotel room, we were sitting there, and all of a sudden I see a picture of this girl I used to babysit. She had years and ages and everything, years, about 5 years, and I see her on a screen TV. I started living but Jesus out of me. I started screaming at the top of my lungs inside my body, and my mind was like drifting, and I started twisting around, dizzy right away. So all of a sudden the restroom got highlighted to me. I was so scared to see her on TV. I was like, I thought she was gone. I think my past was like, she was there the whole time. This little girl I taking care of, different father, different mother, I was babysitting. Not even adoption, not even a law. But it's just a responsibility of a little angel that I just felt was correct and right. So as Muhammad Z started turning out to me, he's all from a Muslim country, his own country, and Taliban and everything, not in the Middle East, but more like in Tunisia, Africa, an island above North America. So I said, okay, I'll talk to him for a little bit. And so he started telling me about illegal drugs in the United States of America. And I said, how are they illegal? I asked him. He said, well, there's the little spliff, like this small. That's enough to take you to jail and death penalty for life. He told me, anywhere, any state, not just so. He didn't say be careful. He just said this much a little bit of water, people, you'll be headed to death, sentence. And so as I started thinking about my mind again, like walking through towns, and I was pretty good, right, cool. I sit around and I go, wait a minute, I can't be consuming drugs, because if I do, it'll probably put me through a penitentiary, knowing if I steal, I go to there's anonymous meetings, and if I say anonymous meeting, keep coming back at work, so you work it. Some things I cannot change, there's willing to change things I cannot. And there wasn't no difference. I go outside for a meeting, go steal from a store, I go back to jail. I do it again, I'll go back to jail. But I have to continuously go into this anonymous meeting. It's a proven fact. It's truth. It's just praying right, dunzo. Like you go to church, especially. You go to nice meetings. It says, "Do not steal." You steal, and you're gonna go straight back to jail. It says it's a proven fact. I experienced it firsthand. After 30 years later, I said 30 years later. Wow. I said I was only anonymous for like only 1 year and 2 months. And how come all of a sudden now I'm being watched as don't steal, don't do this, just don't. Still, it's like easy to. I was like, man, can I shoot? So I walk around. I'm like, somebody asks, hey, do you need some work? Do you need to do this? Do you need? I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. I go do work. I drink Gatorade. I see, a lot of people. I try to stay as much. My father, my family is kind of separated now, and so I let go of that little girl I was babysitting for a while, and she's a victim of Holocaust in 1967, and so now I sit around and I see other familiar faces, I look at observers, you know, in the pictures and stuff. After Charles Manson concubine in the hillside of one Garden State house, the family manor house with Stephen Wood and everything. Excuse me. I go outside to go for another walk sometime. Already with Yaya Soul, Danny Silk at the time, or something like a Goofy. His name was Goofy. By Taliban and Muslim nation and everything. My boyfriend for a long time. And so we run away together. And Charles Manson pops up. Hey, how's it going with Miss Medina? I was like, how do you know me? Get my back of my mind. And all I can think about was that pop. Just last night on the street. Who knows? I thought it was like a big chunk of my hip. Bah! But before I had a cancer survivor for cancer in my back, and I think it came back on my side of my hip. I remember eating some bacon at Hamilton's house. We were just eating bacon. I could take out the swine and take the devil out of me. I don't want to deal with the devil right now. I don't know how to get rid of the devil. I tell myself I know how to get rid of all the rest. Do it myself. But the devil, I can't. I'm like, what I do is eat some bacon, make some bacon, eat it, smoke some dope and meth. Watch TV and Snakes on a Plane where the Bad Boys crew with the bucket of Scarface and Al Pacino. I'm like, Tony. I look at him, whoa, why do you know Scarface? How do you know Scarface? I'm like, what do you mean? What? I told myself, what do you mean I know Scarface? What? I told myself, like, what, because the movie? Oh yeah, that's right, the movie. I do remember the movie. And the next day shitting and throwing up in the back of an expedition. Like, and then after tomorrow, I know for sure I'm praying. I said, God, please just put me into like a rehab or a place where I can sober up. Be co-ed, whatever, like, individual. But please don't let it be something that will be a place where I'll be like a door to the sleeves or a bad reputation or the most hated or the most crying, the most unthoughtful, or even the most unexciting, boring, whatever they think, ugly, or whatever they want to think about me. All I know is that from now on, I feel like I'm not going to consume anything unless it's handed to me. Unless, not really if I hand anything to you, or how they feel, anybody else feels. But anything handed to me, it's going to be a connection to me. I remember one thing that person taught me, don't allow boys to give you stuff. And one boy told me. I said, okay. And so ever since then, I'm just like, okay. I can't always accept things from people. I can't always apologize and say, my apologies, I'm sorry, or I'm unconcepted. But sometimes when I say, hey, you heard like in a voice like this close, but couldn't hear, couldn't see it, couldn't understand, didn't know who it was. You can't say, I am sorry. Like, okay, I'm sorry. In my mind, I was thinking over and over and over again, but when I actually say it, it becomes like a reality, but like a new trance into like a new realm that maybe later I can share with people. But it's one day at a time with me especially. Other than that, my homies back in Perris, California, and Redding, California, Upland, California, Southern California, La Puente, La Puente, Pismo Beach, and Carlsbad, and Orange County and stuff, Los Angeles.
Where'd you go to high school?
High school?
Yeah.
Oh, Perris High School.
Perris High School?
Yeah, Perris High School, yeah. P-Town area. So
if your family sees this video and they want to reach out to you, is it okay if I tell them where you're at?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, just tell them over here in Phoenix, down rural area of Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah.
Okay, I'll let them know. So I'm gonna say thank you very much. I appreciate you talking to me, Lauren. Please stay safe. God bless, and we'll keep in touch. Okay.
Okay. Thanks so much.